what we do here is go back.
Morning. There's nobody in here right now, but that's okay. We are just doing a simple morning thing, just testing out some equipment and watching Pierre live campaign.
Who is Pierre Poilievre?
Did I just fucking miss it? Just missed it.
Le changement est le sujet dont on parle aujourd'hui. La période d'incertitude et risquée, augmentation plus sévère. Tree is once again strong. And it's great to be here with a great company, a strong company, a wonderful group of employees who work in recycling plastics to make life affordable and safe for all of us. And they're called Recast Waste. They use single-use plastic, stopping them from ending up in landfills. So they can be those plastic molecules can be used again and again. But they are being hit hard, as so many Canadians are, by radical, anti-business, anti-consumer, liberal policies that drive up the cost of living and drive down your paycheck. Today, I'm here to address the liberal tax on food packaging that will drive up grocery bills by $400 a family and drive 60,000 jobs out of our country at a time when our economy is already weak and at risk. These wonderful employees here use recycled grocery bags, but they used to recycle them, but now they're gone because they're banned. The so-called reusable shopping bags still...
Recycled grocery bags. Are you talking about like the plastic single-use ones? I think the only people that used those plastic single-use grocery bags was just for like picking up dog poop. That's the only thing I ever used those plastic plastic single-use grocery bags for. Was like I like at my parents' house there's 2 dogs. So I would just use those bags as like dog poop bags. That's it. I don't know what he is on about when it comes to that, but you know, we'll let him cook. We'll let him have fun. Let him have his little fun.
Made out of plastic are ending up in the garbage. Today's technology allows for far greater recycling than in the past, but the Trudeau-Carney Liberals want to punish workers, hike tax.
He is not running against Trudeau. Why does he say Trudeau-Carney Liberals every single time? As if he's still running against Trudeau. So I'm going to hide this for the edit on YouTube. But yeah, why does he?
taxes and still fail
Why
to
does he
protect the
act
environment.
like
Canadians are hurting. Grocery
he's still
prices
running against
are
Justin
at
Trudeau?
historic highs after the liberal food price food price crisis. Food banks are overwhelmed. 2 million people are lined up every month. That's a 100% increase in the lost Liberal decade at our food banks. Families are forced to make impossible choices. And instead of helping, Liberals are again making life even harder with their out-of-touch, ideologically driven policies that raise the cost of everything at the worst possible time. They want to tell you what products you can use, what containers your food comes in, what labels are on your goods at grocery stores. And it's not just annoying, it's expensive and economically destructive. The Liberal plastics ban has driven up food prices, strangled small businesses in red tape, and forced Canadians to replace simple, safe products with costly and often impractical alternatives. The Liberals started by banning straws, checkout bags, cutlery, food containers, items used by everyday.
Is he going on like the stupid single-use plastics are based? Bring back the single-use plastic strategy? Like, yeah, a paper straw sucks. A paper straw is way inferior to a plastic straw. You know what's superior to both? Rubber straws. Rubber reusable washable straws. You know what's superior to a plastic single-use grocery bag? Every other bag that exists in the world. Every other bag. They are so much better, all of these reusable products that he is complaining about. He's going off of... Is he literally trying to say that plastic bags are woke? or that reusable shopping bags are woke? And that single-use throwing out plastic is based? Is that what he's saying? I think that's what he's trying to say. Most TikTok brain analysis of somebody's policy.
Hardworking Canadians and restaurants and families. But now, under Mark Harney, they're expanding their ban to include packaging that keeps food fresh and safe. You know, I ask you, how long does this bread stay fresh and edible if it's not packaged?
My brother in Christ. Why are you pulling out the palm like that's actually a good loaf of bread? Why are you pulling out the palm? Like,
you ever think of taking your bread out and you go home?
Does nobody actually buy bread from like a bakery anymore? Because that is where I get all my bread. There's like a bakery down the road that makes really good bread. That's literally where I get all my bread from. It's fresh. It's made every day.
Unwrapped.
Like, does everyone get their bread from like the mass-produced grocery store brands like Wonder Bread? Wonder Bread is ass, by the way. Wonder Bread is horrible. If you're a Wonder Bread enjoyer, you are insane. But yeah, without the bag, the only difference is it goes stale. It molds in the same time. Without the bread, like oxidization of cut bread is just a thing that happens.
How many days do you think it would be good before it gets dried out and moldy? How long would the
moldy's the opposite of dried out, sir. Moldy requires moisture.
Fresh produce here stay edible if it could not be plastic wrapped?
How long can that produce be there if it's not plastic wrapped? All right, bro. I've had loose apples in my fridge for like a week. Yeah, I could probably like wash it a little bit because it's still got like that grocery store fresh dirt on it. But look, beautiful, beautiful Canadian grown apple from Nature's First Fruit. It is an ambrosia organic apple. 1 week, no plastic bag. You ready for this? Ready for this? Still good. Still perfectly fine. I don't know what his campaign is about anymore. I think he's just crashing out because he did really bad in the debate last night.
The answer is a lot less time. There'll be more waste in our foods more food that goes into the garbage, and therefore more costs that Canadians pay for food they don't even get to eat. This law, it sounds crazy, but it's right on the government website. The law would require grocery stores to get rid of 75% of food packaging by 2026.
That's not a fucking tax, though. Where's there a tax on that? Like, he's literally just saying plastic is based and reusable is woke. That's all he's saying. That's literally all he's saying, is that he really likes plastic and that reusable things are woke and he doesn't want them. Like, I don't know what he's like. Why? Like, the only thought process I could have is that the single-use plastic industry, like, I'm sure it's obvious to most viewers that plastic is a oil and petroleum product, and he's a fan of oil. I literally think that's the only reason why, because like banning single-use plastics does hit profits of oil a tiny bit. It's a fraction of their profits, but that's the only thought process I can think of, is that he's been lobbied for oil so hard that he's saying plastic bags are dope. Those shitty plastic bags that would always rip and drop my groceries everywhere. That's how hard he's lobbied by oil.
And 95% by 2028. Now, there's a reason grocery stores use plastic to protect and store food. And let me quote the government's own website on why that is. Plastic has become the most common material for food packaging, primarily because of its purported ability to reduce food loss and waste. It is inexpensive, lightweight, and flexible, suitable to meet product specifications such as heat and tear resistance. The Liberal proposal will end this convenience and add costs. It will force stores to replace inexpensive, lightweight, and flexible packaging with more expensive, heavier, and less convenient alternatives. The effects are
all right. Ain't no way the Liberal website said all that. There's no way. Like, there's no fucking way. He's just lying.
predictable. According to the Canadian Produce Marketing Association, these are people who actually sell food, it will increase produce prices by 34%, reduce shelf life for some products by up to 87%, and cause 50% more food waste. Food in the garbage rather than in the fridge.
You know what causes food in the garbage and food waste? Overproduction. You know why the dairy quota exists? The dairy quota exists so we only fulfill our market needs and we're not wasting dairy. Like they're acting like quotas for farmers, and like they're actively acting like the problem is we don't have enough plastic to protect our food. But the problem is we're just producing too much food and making it so expensive. Like I don't think they understand that if you want to make food costs go down, like just give away the food. I don't fucking know. Like it's so easy. We have so much food just lying around going to waste because we're not doing anything with it. Because farmers are incentivized to just keep mass producing. Like mass-produced agriculture is a problem. That's the problem here. Not plastic in the grocery stores. Mass-produced agriculture is the problem. And that's not a dish on like small family-owned farms. Those are good. Like I don't think like small rural family-owned farms are good. What I'm talking about is mass-produced farms and mass-produced slaughterhouses that contribute to the vast majority of our food supply market. But whatever. Plastic is based. Reusable bags are woke.
7% reduction in shelf life for food. That means a bag of chopped and washed salad that would have been able to go.
Bro, ain't no way you are buying those pre-made salad packs. Like, yeah, they're good if I'm feeling really lazy, but just learn how to make a fucking salad. You know how hard it is to chop lettuce and throw some Caesar dressing on it? Little croutons? Not hard. Not hard at all. I did that yesterday for dinner. Like,
go into plastic packaging and last a week will now last a day. What a complete waste of food. And who pays for the waste? You do. You pay for these crazy, liberal, costly policies. This one-size-fit-all approach will cost the average family $400 and kill 60,000 jobs while erasing $5.5 billion from our GDP.
like, where are you getting these numbers from? Like, I genuinely think, like, I know what they're doing. They're trying to frame every policy as some sort of tax that they can get rid of. They're trying to frame everything as a way to, like, and this is what they do. This is how you run, like, this is how you run a good political campaign, basically. You lie. You talk shit and you lie. And that is what he's doing. He is making correlations between two things that are somewhat related, but not actually at all, you know, the causation of the cost of food rising. The causation of the cost of food rising is mass capitalist industry overproducing and price gouging you to make profits while wasting billions of dollars of food each year that could just be literally given away to homeless people. We could literally end starvation in Canada with the amount of food reserves we have. The dairy quotas, for an example, the dairy that's dumped out. Yeah, I agree with a dairy quota, but going over, you don't have to dump it, just give it to the government. Like, if you go over quota, your dairy goes to the government for free and they get to redistribute it to the masses. That's what going over quota should do. Quota should be a profit incentive. Quota, when you hit quota, that's how much you can make money on, not how much you can actually produce. After that point, all of the dairy should be owned by the government and should be just redistributed to people so they aren't starving in the streets. Like, his takes here are just entirely based off like a fundamental misunderstanding of the agriculture industry. And I'm not saying that I know. I'm not saying that I know how agriculture works. I'm from the city. like yeah, I'm from Manitoba, and like I've been like a bunch of my friends have farms. Like my uncle is a canola farmer, so he's explained it to me a little bit. But yeah, the problem is big corporations, not single-use plastics being deleted.
Actually wipe $5.5 billion worth of fresh produce off of our shelves. It will reduce the amount of fruits and our vegetables our families can eat. And it will mean that Canadians are less healthy and less well-nourished. Let's be clear, the Liberals' plastics ban is not about the environment. It is about cost and control. Only 1% of plastic waste ever ends up in the environment. The other 99%, it's disposed of safely or recycled. But the Liberals don't care, because this isn't about science, it's about symbolism.
No, it's about science, dog. It's about science, dog. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from. Can I have a source, please? Please, sir. Give me a source when you say a number.
And control. They're not about saving the planet. They're about punishing all of us to make themselves feel good, to wag their fingers and lecture the people. They're punishing small businesses who can't.
I will say that's valid. Liberals do like to use the platform, like the real solution to climate change isn't virtue signals, single-use plastics. The real solution to climate change is, you know, changing our fucking energy industry away from oil and gas and into renewables like nuclear, wind, solar, hydro. That's how you fix the climate crisis, not single-use plastics. But that's not what Pierre's saying here. Pierre's saying plastic bags are based and reusable bags are woke. That is what Pierre is saying here. That I want to have plastic straws back because I love littering and killing sea turtles. That is what he is saying. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, sure. A few plastics bags lying around isn't gonna kill the environment. But at the same time, it's definitely a lot better if they're not there, you know?
Can't afford to jump through all the government hoops to meet punishing regulations. They're punishing farmers and grocers who simply want to deliver fresh food affordably. And they're punishing low-income Canadians who are already struggling to get by.
No, that's
when
not
I'm Prime
the
Minister,
punishment.
that all ends. We will bring back common sense packaging rules to bring down food prices and save Canadian jobs. Today I'm announcing
Three-slogan line?
that
Three-word slogan?
Conservatives
common
will
sense
bring
conservatives?
change. We will axe the Liberal food packaging tax.
That's a crazy one. He actually used five words there. Axe, liberal, food, packaging, tax. That's actually 5 words. And is that new? Because I haven't heard him campaign on this before. Did he just make this up this morning? Did he no. After the debate last night, I feel like he probably went out with his guys. He was like a little sad that Jagmeet kept interrupting him. He got a little drunk and he was like, how do I win this election? He got a little yeah, after the debate last night, he's crashing out at the bar, just like, bartender, pour me another one. I need another drink. And he's like sipping his whiskey from his glass, like, how do I get them back? How do I win back these voters? And then he sees it, a paper straw being put into a drink, and he watches it slowly get soggy. And he understands, this is it. This is how I fix it. This is how I win them back. By bringing back plastic straws. That's how I get them. That's how it's done. And now all of a sudden his campaign is, single-use plastics are cool. We need to pollute more, actually. Let's actually keep polluting.
To save families $400 on groceries and to save 60,000 Canadians their jobs. We will repeal the federal plastics ban, including the ban on plastic straws, checkout bags, food containers, and cutlery, because consumers and businesses should be free to choose what works best for them. We will eliminate labeling and packaging requirements that raise the cost of fresh produce and groceries by up to 34%, because families shouldn't have to pay more to eat healthy. We will protect restaurants, grocers, and low-income Canadians from costly.
Bro has never heard of a farmer's market. That's literally all I have to say to that. Like, bro has never been to the farmer's market. Because literally, like all of those things that he's talking about. Nice spread of sliced bread behind PP. No, it's so funny.
One-size-fits-all pack.
Look at this. Where was it? Where was I at? I was at 22. Earlier, he just fucking pulls out. You say that now, but where is it? I can't find it anymore. He literally just Yeah. You say nice spread of sliced bread behind PP.
And safe. You know, I ask you, how long
He just
does
grabs
this bread
it.
stay fresh and edible if it's not packaged?
And also, why is he picking the worst brand of bread? The worst brand of sliced bread. Just go to a bakery. Like your neighborhood has a bakery. Oh, he got props, Russian. He got props. First he pulls out this. First he
You ever
pulls out
think
the
of
bread.
taking your bread out when you go home and just leaving it unwrapped? How many days do you think it would be good before it gets dried out and moldy? How long would
Also, I said this earlier, but I don't think you were in chat at that point. How does moldy and dried out are the opposite sides of the spectrum? Something can't get moldy if it's dried out. Like, mold requires moisture, dried out requires dry. Like, what are you talking about?
other fresh produce here
That's
edible?
exactly why croutons don't go stale, because they don't go moldy, because they're dried out and stale.
If it could not be plastic wrapped.
Pulls out the
The answer
apples,
is
pulls out the
a
bagged
lot less
pre-cut
time.
salad because he
There'll be
doesn't
more
know how to
waste in
chop
our
lettuce.
foods,
He's never shopped for
more
groceries in his
food
life.
that goes into the garbage, and therefore more cost.
Like, I don't understand it. It's so funny.
Packaging tax to save families $400 on groceries and to save 60,000 Canadians their jobs. We will repeal the federal plastics ban, including the ban on plastic straws, checkout bags, food containers, and cutlery, because consumers and businesses should be free to choose what works best for them. We will eliminate labeling and packaging requirements that raise the cost of fresh produce and groceries by up to 34%, because families shouldn't have to pay more to eat healthy. We will protect restaurants, grocers, and low-income Canadians from costly, one-size-fits-all packaging rules that hit the people who can least afford it, causing them.
I also just love him phrasing bringing back plastic straws as like, now this is for the people. I'm doing this for your affordability. This is going to fix the affordability crisis. Plastic straws. That's what's going to fix everything. Your groceries are too expensive? Have you ever tried putting it in a plastic bag rather than a paper one? At the checkout, by the way, not before. Like, the ban on single-use plastics is at the checkout, not before the checkout. So, didn't know Big Oil lobbied him so hard that they're bringing back plastic straws. No, exactly. If he was MAGA-based, the tote bag agenda is what I want. I want a tote bag agenda. I think a cute little tote bag, cute little book bag with your groceries in it, because hear me out, I love it. I love a lifestyle where like I'm just walking home from work and I say, I'm going to walk into this bakery, and then I just put some bread in my little tote bag, in my little gay little tote bag. I love that. That has my books, it has my apples in it, has my bread in it. I'm a tote bag agenda guy, all right? I love a little tote bag.
To pay the most. We will end the Liberal ban on convenience. We'll base policy on evidence and affordability.
Plastic.
Not on elite virtue signaling and bureaucratic power grabs. And that's not all. A Conservative government will put affordability first for hardworking Canadians. We will cut your income tax by 15%, saving your family up to $2,000. We will axe the federal sales tax on new homes and incentivize municipalities to cut their building tax.
If cutting your income tax by 15% is, like, I know $2,000 is a lot a year for most people, but only $2,000? Like, how much revenue is the government losing? Like on an individual scale, $2,000 spaced out throughout a year is, divided by 12, like $112 extra a month, or like less than $200 a month, like maybe like $160, $180 a month more is what you have. Like, it's not on a large mass scale. Yeah, it reduces like the cost of living a little bit, but how long until like you stop getting the potholes filled in your roads because there's no more money in the government coffers to fix the holes? Like, how long until like you can't get electricity in your home because there's not enough money to pay the power plant workers? Like, I don't think he understands that like the trade-off of instant wallet. Kind of pissed that they caught the carbon tax. Yeah, no, we won't get the rebate anymore. The thing was, like, the rebate worked especially well for me because I don't own a car. So I didn't even have to pay for gas in the first place. Yeah, no, axing the tax did mean we got less money. It was so silly because overall the system was really weird and interesting how it worked. Basically, the carbon tax rebate system existed exactly, yes, fill the potholes with the single-use plastics. The carbon tax rebate system wasn't even a carbon tax, it was a redistribution of wealth. That's exactly what it was. Like, it had nothing to do with increasing the price of gas. It was entirely a wealth redistribution policy, where the more, because this is just factually true, that the richer you are and the more wealthy you are, the more likely you are to pollute. So, by taxing the big polluters, who are usually wealthier individuals in Canada, like driving around a big, like, $100,000 a year truck, living in, like, the suburbs or outside the city, driving to work every day, filling up their gas tank, by taxing those people who are slightly wealthier than the average Canadian and redistributing it through the rebate system, it like balanced the playing field a bit. So the poorer you were, the better it benefited you, but the richer you were, the more you felt the carbon tax. And it was like an individual wealth redistribution system, which I am in favor of. I do think on a mass scale, though, it should be redistribution of wealth from billionaires to the low class, not from the middle class to the low class, because it was basically just a tax on the upper middle class to give money to the low class, is what it was. Where the tax should really have been on billionaires and industry, but that's just my take on it. Only solution, potholes or bigger cars. No, exactly. You don't get it, guys. I need 4 tires on each side of my truck. I need double stacked tires on my lifted Cybertruck. You don't get it, chat.
$100,000 on a housing purchase. We will scrap the sales tax on Canadian-made automobiles to encourage people to buy our cars and our trucks, supporting our workers. We will axe the entire carbon tax, not some of it, not just for 28 days before the election.
So his plan is to give money to everyone, but also to not tax anyone. Like, where are you getting the money? Like, what is he going to cut? Is he going to cut childcare? Is he going to cut dental? Is he going to cut your health care? Who's to say? He hasn't said what he's going to cut to pay for this. But he has a lot of plans that he has. He has a lot of plans for cutting taxes. But how are you going to pay for the potholes? How are you going to fix municipal systems? Like, I know municipal systems is like city tax and property tax and such. But, like, how are you going to fund the military? Yeah, the carbon tax was the trickle-down Reaganomics. Exactly. The carbon tax was liberal Reaganomics. But it actually worked a little bit. Reaganomics, though, was the opposite of the carbon tax, where Reaganomics was, let's just make nobody who's rich pay taxes, because the wealthier the wealthy are, you know, the more money the little people have, you know? That was Reaganomics. Like, let's just not make anyone who makes over $1 million pay tax. And, like, hope that they are generous enough to give some of their shekels to the poor, you know? That was Reaganomics, where Trudeaunomics, I don't even think, no, I will be fair to Polyev for 1 second. Carney made the carbon tax. Trudeau was not smart enough to come up with a wealth redistribution policy. Carney is not, like, Trudeau was not smart enough to do that.
We will axe the whole thing for real, for good, for a change. Canadians can't afford a 4th Liberal term of government control that makes your life harder and everything you buy more expensive.
4th Liberal
time
term.
For real change. And new Conservative government will bring home fresh, practical solutions for
Fresh, practical solutions. 3-word slogan.
Canadians. It's time to axe the Liberal food packaging tax, stand up for common sense, and bring home lower prices and more freedom for all Canadians. It's time to make our economy strong, our food affordable, our streets safe, for a change. Thank you. Système d'immigration. Ça la question alimentaire. They kept printing money.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's crashing out a little bit. Who else campaigned this morning? Was he campaigning live again? We have to watch an ad.
My snowy adventure needs the perfect vehicle. A Kia Sorento.
And we are talking about the Liberal tax. Today, we are talking about the Liberal tax on food packaging.
That's not a
that
slice
will
of bread.
kill 60,000 jobs in Canada and increase. So the increases will be massive.
Will increase produce prices by 34%. Reduce shelf.
I'm gonna miss this because I have to go to work. But yeah, I work at 10:30, or 10:30 Central. So I'm gonna have to leave soon. But
Le changement est le sujet dont.
who else was campaigning this morning? I think it was Yves. But like Yves, I swear it was Yves speaking this morning that I saw. it's on CBC. Oh, Singh takes questions. All right. Yeah, no, Pierre is just.
And she understands.
Pierre is just insane. His plan is to just nuke the economy and have free market capitalism. Have I voted yet? No, I have not, because actually, I don't know. I don't live in the riding that I'm registered in, and I didn't re-register to where I live now. So I have to like travel to like the very south end of the city one day. Like I have to do basically like, and I don't have a car, so I have to do basically like a day trip on the bus, like an hour-long bus to go vote. So I haven't had time to do that yet. But also I'm not 100% sure. I of all people should know the days to vote, but I think I missed voting on campus for students. That's ended. And I think the next advanced polling is, it might be today actually. I'm not too sure. I'll Google it, and then if it is today, I'll go vote after work.
Small farmers, medium-sized farmers. She understands what it's like. And so
Have
she
you voted yet,
presented
Russian?
part of our plan to protect farmers. We want to protect and strengthen the agriculture sector in our country because it's fundamental for our sovereignty. We've got to be able to feed ourselves as a country. We can't be reliant on other countries to feed ourselves. And the way we do that is by supporting farmers. And so she laid out the importance of that by bringing in laws that protect supply management, laws that protect and support farmers. Alexandre Boulos talked about the importance of the environment, and something very important, deeply important to people in Quebec.
Measles cases
Of course,
is a
for Canadians
headline
across the country.
What is
He talked
RFK
specifically
Jr.
about,
doing down there?
The St. Lawrence River, and how it is one of the jewels of.
Hold up. 2 dead, sheriff's son in custody. What? Kids of cops are shooting people? Goddamn. I mean, I'm not surprised.
One of the jewels of Canada, and that it needs to be protected as such. And one of the things that we've been fighting.
Like, Jagmeet's kind of boring. I'm just reading these headlines. Oh my god. Abandon Ukraine peace efforts. Jesus Christ. War dog Marco Rubio really wants his Lockheed Martin
for a long
contract.
time now, is to make
Thousands of children are malnourished.
St.
Oh my
Lawrence
God.
River.
You're saying the
have
genocide
the
is happening? That's crazy.
As an entity, as a person. We want to protect
Fill in the ballot
river
rather than
because
actual
it is
ballot
so
with names.
fundamental for its biodiversity.
Ooh, that's
for its
interesting
natural
that it's a
beauty,
fill-in ballot.
and we need to protect it.
I did not
We
know
also
that.
cited the fact that the Assembly of
But
First
yeah,
Nations
they
in
definitely
Quebec
should have.
also
I guess maybe
put
it
forward a
was a
motion to that
fill-in
same
ballot
effect.
because
We'll talk about that.
no, because
For us, when we lay out our
how would it
vision
be a
for Quebec,
fill-in
it's one of
ballot
acknowledging
for
Quebec as
the
a
local
nation.
candidates?
We are proud
Because you're
to
voting for your
be
member of
allies in
parliament.
supporting
You
that.
might not even know your
So a
member of
couple of things
parliament's
that,
name.
you specifically
Like most
wanted
people
to
don't know
touch
their
on,
member of parliament's
I
name.
love
They're just
because
voting for the
the
leader of the
East-West
party.
grid that I want to invest in,
So,
that I want to push for, is a nation-building
like a spelling
project
mistake,
that
that's gonna
really
kill so many
creates the
votes.
energy and
That's like
the
really bad,
resilience,
actually.
the infrastructure
It's like
of
those
the
mail-in
future.
advanced ones.
This is
Yeah,
type
but the
of
mail-in
nation-building project
advanced
I wanna
ones,
invest
like
in.
if you're
It would be
requesting your
East-West
vote
energy
ballot
grid
for mail-in
that would
advanced
connect,
voting, you
all
know
the way from
they
the
did print out a
West
list.
Coast
Okay,
to
that's
the
good.
East
That's good.
Coast, and
Okay,
it would
I
allow
thought it was
for
straight
Canada
up just
to have
gonna be.
access to low-cost hydroelectric
You gotta
energy.
know.
Quebec,
You gotta
what that would
know,
mean
and
is,
you gotta
instead
guess
of having to be dependent
who your
on selling
person is, who you're
energy
voting
only
for.
to the States,
But yeah,
Quebec could
no.
sell energy to the rest of Canada.
If it was
Become
straight up, you
stronger,
gotta
it would
know,
become more
then the
resilient,
whole
and
vote,
it would
the whole
lower
vote on
energy
campus
costs for
thing
people. It
would
also
be
create
just
a
stupid
stronger
because
base for electricity
the whole
access for
point of a
industry,
vote
the
on
technology
campus
sector.
initiative is
We
to
could
get
actually
students who
build
wouldn't
the
normally
technology and
vote
the energy
to go vote
and the industry
quickly.
of the
So by
future
making
here
it
in
more
Canada.
complex, you're honestly just you're making the process of voting really bad. Had like an area code, so I hope it did go through. Yeah, it should have gone through. Go vote twice. Vote again. Vote again on election day. See if they let you do it.
Yeah, we'll release the details very soon. I think all the parties are releasing it around the
No,
same
I think
time,
if you
it turns
had
out.
your voter card with you
I wanna
there or
point out some
something,
key
then
differences, though.
it'll scan
We
when
are
you
the
get to
only
the next
party
voting place. You
talking
can't do it
about
again.
real increases in revenue so that we can actually invest in Canadians and not cut the things that you need. And it's important to note, every other party, the Liberals and the Conservatives, are going to cut, and they're not shy about it. They're going to cut the things that you need. The Conservatives said
They'll
they're
go
going to cut
again to make
health
sure.
care, they're going to cut pensions, they're going to
What
cut
was Trump
services,
saying?
they're going to cut employment
Sometimes
insurance,
they're
gonna cut
voting
what people
3,
need
4
in a
times.
time of
These,
crisis. And I
they're
think more
going
and
in
more
bus
Canadians are
loads
saying,
and they're
you know,
voting
that's not
3,
good for
4
me.
times.
That's not good for my
3,
family.
4 votes.
That's
It's
not
a
good for the
fake
country.
vote.
And they're rejecting that
I
message.
won this
But
election.
people are looking at Mark Carney and saying, well, wait a second, he's also proposing some serious cuts. I challenged him on it in the debate. Now he's trying to flip-flop a bit, but it's clear that he has said publicly on live TV, I've cited the date, February 16th, that he would cut government spending. He said he would cut in the operating budget. He defined it on live TV, said that includes transfers to healthcare, transfers to provinces, transfers to individuals, and he said he would balance the operating budget, meaning
After
cuts
Jagmeet's
in
done,
3
if he,
years.
doesn't stop in
Longtime
5
liberals
minutes,
like
I
Karina
have to
Gold,
leave for work.
who was a House leader, have said his plan would mean massive cuts. Now, I know he's trying to say something else in the debate, but he had said something else before, so that really highlights for Canadians who are worried. You're worried about these cuts. You need to vote for New Democrats. You've got the power to vote for someone that's going to fight for you and fight any government that wants to cut the services
I'm actually going to pay for all
particularly
of
our
my
healthcare.
friends who.
We're going to stand up and
I'm
fight
going to
back.
pay for all of my friends who are gay and who are trans.
Oh, yes,
I'm
yes,
going
it'll
to
be
make
cost.
sure that I'm going to because
Hello.
I'm going to get
You were
all of my
chippy
trans
and
friends
quippy
to
in the
vote
debate
as
last
both
night.
genders and
That's
both
good.
names.
I am wondering,
They're going to dead
was that
name
your
themselves to
audition
vote.
to be an opposition party leader
So we
in
can
the
get
next
2
House of
votes in.
Commons?
I'm going to make all of
I'm
my
a
friends
fighter,
vote 4
ultimately. You know,
times at
folks
4
maybe
different
haven't seen
polling
that side of me,
spaces.
but I grew up having to scrap a lot.
You're committing voter
I
fraud.
fought for my clients, the people I represented as a lawyer.
I feel like I
fought
shouldn't
in
say that.
Parliament.
Somebody's
I
going
fought
to
my
clip
whole
that
life.
and
I'm a
post it
fighter,
on
that's who I
like
am.
Rebel News or
And when
something if I
someone
say that.
is proposing to cut the things that people need, I'm going to fight back. If someone's going to say things that are untruthful, that are harmful to people, I'm going to push back. And when I hear, Mark Carney suggesting that he's not going to cut, when he's repeatedly said people, New Democrats, you have the power to vote for them, to send them to Ottawa so we can fight for you.
Okay, there is. They were caught vote buying. Of course they were. Of course they were. Okay. I am rolling out. I'm rolling out. So it's a pleasure to the few people that came in today that are still watching right now. I think there's like a few people in here right now. Pleasure to Russian. Thank you for talking in chat. I love it when people talk in chat here. I gotta go do work and make my money. Some politician told them to volunteer, but they lined up and got money for their vote. Honestly, average Philippines vote. Average Philippines election. Or no, wait, I'm not thinking Philippines. I was thinking the Great Republic of Indonesia. What's that Indonesia bait where it's like the Great Republic of Indonesia is like a vast culture of 10,000 conquered islands, of 10,000 conquered cultures with 30,000 islands or something. Indonesia heads love that. The Indonesia military government loves that. But yeah, the Philippines election. Literally the only city I know in the Philippines. My Philippines lore is not good. All I know is Manila. That's it. I have one friend who's from Manila. That's it. But yeah. No, thank you for talking in chat, Russian. Have a great day. I'm gonna go get my money up. Have fun, guys. Have a good day. Peace out.